everybody, welcome to my spring quilt market preview. My name is Amy Batler and I'm excited to share a little sneak peek of what I've got coming for my spring launches well before quilt market, so you guys worldwide can all have a heads up on what's happening from my studio this spring. So I'm going to give you a little tour and feature my big launch, which is my new re-release of my classic Belle fabric collection. And this is kind of cool because Belle has been one of my most requested fabric lines over the past 4 or 5 years, and you might remember that it was my first launch with Westminster Fibers and Rowan about 8 years ago. So I'm bringing back 24 quilting cotton prints. They're all the best-selling prints and my personal favorites, and also the most highly requested prints from all of my sewing friends around the globe. So I'm going to tour you through some of my projects that I'm going to have in my quilt market booth, which will actually be inside the Westminster Fibers booth versus us having a freestanding booth this time. So Dave and I will both be there. I'll be there all day Friday to walk you through what's new and show you everything in person too. So the first thing I want to show you is my Belle quilt. And this is the classic quilt that I launched initially with the program, but this time around I repositioned all the new fabrics that are in the mix. Since I have 24 prints, I wanted to make sure that I highlighted some of my top favorites and also rejigged the quilt so that it's featuring all the prints in the collection. So it has this beautiful design on the front, and it'll be available as a free pattern PDF download for everybody worldwide. Give you a little peek at the back. This beautiful acanthus print, this is one of my favorites that I just love so much. It's also striking as a whole cloth quilt. So the next project I want to show you is actually a Parson Gray pattern. It's going to be a brand new PDF download just in time for quilt market launch, and it's called the Liberty Skirt. And this is a very dramatic version of the Liberty Skirt, because you'll see in some of my still photography from the photo shoot that I wanted to create a dramatic effect with my model. So I actually have her up on a chair with this really long sort of princess version of the skirt, but of course the actual pattern, you're able to make the skirt whatever length you want, and the whole idea is that you can mix and match the prints beautifully. And what I did is I just sort of created a flow from some of the darker, richer prints at the bottom of the skirt and just brought up to some of the lighter, softer prints up to the top of the skirt, up to the waistband. So I could almost get away with this with a pair of heels, but not quite. And then of course I have my honey bun poofs, which are one of my top selling patterns. I always like making up my new fabrics in the honey bun poofs because, first of all, they're a popular pattern, but also I think they beautifully illustrate how the fabrics come together. So this is the small size, and then this is the large size honey bun poof. And another project I'm excited, which is new for this quilt market, is my patchwork gypsy sling. And this is really cool because I've basically taken my gypsy sling sewing pattern that I launched last year, and I created a new patchwork design to show off the fabrics, because patchwork and quilting, as we know, is super popular right now, and it's a really fun alternative to working with the gypsy sling. I also switched the handles around too, so it's a soft cotton cording that's covered with 2 different Belle fabrics. And then the other cool thing I'm going to add to this PDF will be a scaled down version of the gypsy sling. So for me, I'm a big girl, I like big bags, but I also know that some of us like a little bit smaller silhouette. So I'm going to go ahead and scale down this pattern and offer it in 2 sizes, which will be a fun PDF addendum that goes along with the pre-existing gypsy sling pattern. And then I'm really excited about some new garment patterns that I'm going to be launching. These will all be PDF downloads. This collection right here actually going to be 2 different patterns. This is my Lucinda blouse, and it's a beautiful fitted silhouette with French cuffs and also a really cute Peter Pan collar, which is really on trend right now and really sweet. And then I just added some nice detail with small fabric buttons. But this is my acanthus print, again from the Belle collection. This is the quilting fabric, but it makes up absolutely beautifully. The feel of the cotton is incredible, and it's a really fun print to fussy cut with because you can completely change the dynamic of the design. And then this other project is called the Rhapsody skirt. And this is a very simple, basic A-line skirt with a simple elastic waistline and a little bit of ruffled detail just to add some beautiful enhancements to the actual silhouette. And it's also cute. I was playing with this earlier today. You can actually pull it up and it fits across your chest as a cute little sundress too. So that is the Rhapsody skirt and the Lucinda blouse, and those will be available just after Quilt Market. And then this one is the Bella jacket, which some of you might remember from a few years ago when I first launched Belle. I made up one of these patchwork jackets, and it's been one of the most highly requested patterns from me over the last several years. So we finally have it ready. I'm putting the finishing touches on it right now. But by the time we head to Quilt Market in a couple weeks, the PDF download pattern will be available. And this is a fitted style jacket. It's meant to be worn with maybe a light camisole underneath. It does have a more fitted feel to the arms. It has a beautiful princess waistline, so you got some gorgeous shaping along the body. It really enhances everybody's figure. And it's going to be graded to every size from extra small all the way up to XX. Then I have another cute project to show you here. This is called my Sun Glow Parasol, which is really darling. This is actually, it's upcycling a vintage umbrella or a vintage parasol. This was actually my great Aunt Mabel's umbrella. And I have 4 or 5 of these, and I've had them for over 25, 30 years, and I just love them because they were my Aunt Mabel's. But I also love them because they have the great old vintage shape. So you could work with a vintage umbrella or you could work with a new umbrella. It really doesn't matter. The instructions will work for any application. But what I love about the design is this gorgeous sort of arrowhead sort of pattern that is all patchwork. And it starts with like a little bit larger pieces and goes to smaller pieces, but it's a beautiful way to play with quilting and patchwork design and creating a wonderful effect. So for me, I'm using it as like a decorative, just a decorative piece for my studio to hang around. It's also fun to play with, and it really is an awesome sun umbrella. So I'm just going to show you the underside real quick. And I haven't finished any of these edges yet, but my friend Molly Fry made this, and she did a gorgeous job piecing it together. So it's a little bit more advanced project, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a great challenge for someone that's quilting and looking for something exciting and new to try. Plus it's fun to play with. So I have a few other launches that are previewing at Spring Quilt Market as well. And you all are familiar with my ribbon collection with Renaissance ribbon, which I had my first launch at the fall market this last October, and it's been extremely well received. Several of the ribbons are reprinting and being reordered, so I've created a PDF download project suite, which I want to show you here, which will also be available right after Quilt Market. But the project suite includes all of these different things that you can make with the ribbon. And what I love about Renaissance Ribbon and my license with them is, first of all, they're beautiful people to work with, and they make an incredibly high quality product. So these are some of the projects in the Creative Suite. This is a real simple fabric cuff, which I actually lined it with voile on the reverse and pieced 2 different ribbons together, so you can work with several ribbons, or you can also make a cuff with 1 ribbon. And then I'm a huge fan of recycling my vintage pins and clips. So I just took some of my favorite vintage pins and just added them to the top of the cuffs for a little bit of bling, which is really effective and really beautiful. And then I have this darling little wristlet that, again, it uses several of the ribbons, not a lot of yardage, which I love about the scale. They're so rich and wonderful. You don't have to use a lot of yardage, but you get an incredible, beautiful effect. And then simply quilting cotton on the back and quilting cotton for the handle and lining. And another fun project are these awesome bookmarks, which I show you how to make these little bead fobs, and then you're basically taking 2 pieces of ribbon, sliding a piece of Timtex or Peltex on the inside just to give it a little firmness, and it also makes it easy to go through your machine. So you end up with really sweet little gifts, which actually be perfect for the holidays. And then finally we have several different sizes of headbands, where you're basically working with a voile backing in the ribbon and a little bit of elastic to create a really, really sweet headband. And then finally I wanted to show you this awesome tote. So the tote bag pattern will be in the Creative PDF download. And again, it uses to this, actually my decorator linens from my alchemy collection. I tell people how to repurpose a leather belt and simply peg them in with these simple studs. Really easy application. And then just playing with the ribbon arrangement and whatever look that's pleasing to you. And here I mixed several of my different designs and sizes of ribbons to get a really interesting effect. And then another launch I'm really excited about is with my new stationery collection with Chronicle books. We're in the driveway at my house. I didn't tell you that. That's my neighbors driving by. So I'm really excited. It's a beautiful, beautiful collection. It's called Cameo, and it does feature a lot of my most loved cameo prints from my previous fabric collections and some new prints and new ribbon designs. But these are really cool. I love the sticky note set, which opens up. It's a little portfolio. I've already been using these tons. And you have these little sticky tabs that you can pull off as little bookmarks, and then these are all post-it notes that you can use to leave, little notes for correspondence. And then these really cute little sticky to-do lists that I put in my calendar, and I add my notes and things to it every day. And then beautiful recycled, 100% recycled paper eco journal, and a gorgeous recycled Cameo stationery collection set, which different decorative papers and these beautiful envelopes and labels, which is fun to add as an add-on at your cash wrapper in your store, or you have a little gift display in your shops. It's an awesome thing to add to your mix. And then finally, I just want to show my new Calencomb collection. This is the spring line that just launched last month. I have an awesome mix of leather bags, mixed organic cotton, different scales and sizes of accessories, and they're awesome totes for carrying your projects or knitting or sewing, or even some of your smaller sewing machines will fit perfectly in these tote bags. So that's kind of the hot stuff that's coming out this spring, and I'll look forward to seeing you if you're at the show. If not, you've been given the scoop way ahead of Quilt Market, and we've had our own little show together. Whether you attend or not, it doesn't matter. You've been able to see everything that we have available for the show. And if you do attend, please pop by and see me on Friday. I'd love to see you. And then keep your eyes peeled for your inbox and your email box, where I will give you an email that'll kind of outline everything you've seen today, all the wholesale ordering information, all of the release dates and launch information. So thanks for your time. I love being with you. I wish you all a happy, happy, and prosperous spring. Lots of love.